Hey, how's it going? Um, Seriously, how's it going? It has been kind of, from my point of view, very, energetically, turbulent, and it is just making, excuse me, my body do all kinds of things that are unusual and sometimes unpleasant and disturbing and disrupting and excuse me. So the last time I came on here, I was talking about that and like sort of weathering through it as if it were a storm, because I guess it kind of is. I don't think I'm the only one that's feeling highly affected, and it doesn't matter if you know the source or not. You just feeling it. It's not it's not a it's not asking your permission first before you're affected. So I have been like laying low, literally, and it's not even like a thing that I'm like I'm gonna consciously do this anymore. It's like I just have been knocked on my butt, really. So been doing a lot of meditating, a lot of hydrating, following all of the prescriptions, and anyway, so I've seen some stuff lately, and a few things are come into mind that I wanted to talk about here. And I guess I'll start. The first thing is, like, the ads have been driving me crazy for a while, but it seems like the closer we get to the election, where God, I wish they just get rid of them when we're like a week or two away. You know, like, quit hammering me for money. Like every 3.5 minutes, it seems like, in what you're watching. But it's funny that they were playing, and then the whole tenor of them, like, just kind of ramped up, and it just makes me anxious. Like I know what's coming. I don't want to hear it. Sometimes you can't click it off, and it doesn't even matter which side it is. They're both like, I've heard it enough. I am aware, like, you made me painfully aware of your message. Please go now. And so that sucks. I mean, here's the thing though, is, like, I haven't had television for a couple of years now, and I was just saying to someone a couple of days ago that, wow, I mean, I really hated it when I had a television and the political ads were happening, and you can't necessarily click those, and if you're watching something live, you definitely can't. I mean, that's why you can't. That's why when I had television, I pretty much only watched stuff that was I pre-recorded, because I don't want to watch the ads. Hi, sorry, I know it's people's jobs, but you guys got to find another way to get your message across, because you're just intrusive. Sorry, to be get back on track, or maybe that's part of it, but anyway, that's part of the whole, like, fabric of American society. Like, our deal is capitalism. It's right up there. It's, I don't know, I think it might have shoved mom out of the way and left the pie and the, you know, fireworks and the capitalism, you know, like, success at any cost. So, like, there's no room for mom. Mom's getting old. Mom is going to require care. Who's going to pay for that? says the capitalist, you know? It's like, yeah. I mean, I get what I'm saying. Do you get what I'm saying? So, in my little YouTube world where I look at things all the time, I see a lot of what I call money grubbing videos that are like, manifest money, get your wish to be a millionaire, listen for 5 minutes and you'll have millions. And I'm like, yeah, but don't you know what comes with all of that if you start out with not millions and suddenly you have them, especially if it's a public blessing. I need to clean that. Anyway, so it's like I used to really want money and also to be famous, and these days I am like, oh my God, no. And yet here I am, but I'm not. This is definitely, I'm not making any money at all on this. I'm not even trying, not here, not anywhere. I have an income. But see, this gets me, thankfully, back to what I started to say about my little YouTube world with the stuff that I watch and see all the time, and the videos that are all about, like, you know, get the 5-second video and it makes you smarter and you're more beautiful and taller and your dick bigger, I don't know, whatever. And it's like, there's a bunch of those too, and because the videos are, I mean, unless you're paying for them, are free. So, it gives me the ick about money, to use the common parlance. Like, it just gets on my nerves so much, and I need it though. I mean, I definitely wish I had more of it than I currently have, but it just sounds like a pain in the butt, especially if you get the money with the fame. That really, although I don't think it matters if you have enough money, it's the thing that I don't like that is the focus of the, let's say, people that would rather you not have what you have and would be happy to try and take it from you. So, that could work out a number of ways. But one thing, the videos that I see about money also, some are about, well, one of the things, some of them are about having a different attitude about money, like not having like mine, which is, I mean, it feels, even to me, pretty adversarial, although I feel more, I don't know if it's like protective mode. Is that the same as adversarial? I mean, you need it, you gotta have it, but if you have too much of it, it's gonna mess you up. And God, that's like everything, like food, alcohol, drugs. I'm sorry, I don't like do a lot of mirror time, so I'm seeing, and I'm aware of it. I'm very much aware of it, how much weight I've already put on in like 2 months since I have stopped going outside. Yay! Which brings me to the next thing, which is sort of a change-based situation that's happening in the macro and the micro and in the above and the below. Similarly, you know, stuff is happening to all things in the everything that we can know about. And so I have a cycle personally. Oh, speaking of personally, so I had been thinking right before I started this, is like, I've been doing it anyway, but I see also a lot of videos saying, shut up, be quiet, don't talk. And it's like, but I feel like I'm supposed to talk. for reasons I may or may not have shared in the past, but I'm not going to now. But I struggle with it sometimes, like saying stuff just off, just with saying stuff, with talking about things and approaching certain subjects. And so shoot, I mean, the things all happening. Oh, okay, so the change. Okay, so yeah. I guess there's like a number of things going on because of the things that are happening to everybody, and I didn't know this for a little while, but your body, I mean, I know that there's stuff happening to our body, and of course we're going to feel that. I didn't realize that things that were not natural and that just came with your body, like the implants and things holding broken bones together and stuff like that, your body could be like rejecting that. I don't know how useful that is if it's not like a tooth that you can get to and extract. Like if you discover like the metal is somehow poisoning you. But I mean that was always kind of the thing. Like you could get the tooth or the whatever they used to fill the tooth with, or to make the braces out of, like however the metal gets in your mouth, they can usually like extract it, and if the tooth of the surrounding area gets messed up, well, I mean, at least they can get to it. But if you have some other type of foreign object in your body, that could be more problematic. Like I have an area that is like what are those things? Erector set, if you know what that is, because I looked when the last X-ray I saw of the area, it looked like I had like bionicle erector set or something going on where my bones were. So like I can't take that out, and there's not going to be some insurance acceptable reason for them to do it just because I'm all, ow, it feels weird, it's trying to come out. Like they're not gonna buy that or it's hurting for whatever reason. And then also it's like I hit some like age milestone or something, because a number of things happened all at once, and it was like, oh dang. And so one of them, going back to the weight thing that I started with, it's like, I guess I've read about this. I guess I just didn't want to hear it or whatever, but women get to a point where it gets hard to lose weight. Like it's hard to lose weight, I guess, all the times. I just am not into trying and dieting and denying myself of things I like and that make me feel better. But I do try to keep it under control. So I'm like exercising my butt off all summer, and I mean when I can, when my body is not hurting too bad, because I've just overused parts of it doing that very thing. And yeah, you just, I guess, hit like a ceiling with the when you can lose weight. And I'm not, I mean, I do every once in a while, like, because I try not to eat sweets, which is like my total downfall. Sometimes when I do eat sweets, I'll go nuts, and that is a problem. But you know, it's just my cross to bear. I'll have to eat like more cookies than I meant to. But yes, it's not good for you. But the thing is like, even when I'm really trying, it's like, dang, it's like nothing is happening. And that's never been the case for me in my life. And I guess I've hit that point where like, nothing is happening. Nothing's happening. So hopefully that is the stage or something. And then this is another thing, and is my, if you go back, oh gosh, maybe just to the spring. I was talking about the spring of 2024. I was talking about having bald spots on my head, which I still have, except now it's become more like I have hair spots and more balds. You know, I'm leading up to something, but let me just say, the next time you see me, I may be completely bald. And I don't know what to do about that. So, I'm just going to interrupt myself here to talk about another time I interrupted myself here. And it was when I sort of got hung up on personally, talking about my personal experience and how I've just kind of been doing that all along, and I am not unself-conscious. Like, I don't know if like, once it's uploaded, you know. I mean, just if you look at this and think, perhaps, I don't know if this is the case, but someone may be thinking, why in the hell did she just say that? And it's like, I am aware of what I'm saying. And I'm aware where I've sent it and where it's gone. So, I was just thinking, before I started this here recording, should I be doing that? Because, as I started to say earlier, there are a lot of videos that are all telling you shut your mouth. And so, right when I said, did I say it out loud? It's very possible. I talk out loud here to myself a lot. Anyway, I said, should I be doing it, like talking about my shit, my personal stuff? And personal, what I was watching just immediately came out and right back at me. And that's like a fun synchronicity thing that happens a lot. I've talked about this before, but probably not for a while, that there seems to be a call and response, or a mocking. I don't know what's happening. Well, no, I mean, it's a call and response, but it sort of let me know, like, hi, spirit hears you. And it's fun. So, yes, personally. Oh, okay, continue to blab, I guess. But the reason why it was saying to go ahead and do that, because that is what it ended up being, what it was talking about. And it said, it just lets people know that they're not the only one possibly having the same experience and the same misgivings and thoughts, and in whatever way it will act as a catalyst for people to know that they can themselves, or they can also like do something like what I'm doing, or this obvious DIY situation. I could do that. I could do it even better. Like, yeah, you could go find something to do even better than I'm doing it. Yeah, great. Go ahead. Awesome. Good job. And that's cool. I actually like that idea. Good thing I'm not trying to make any money yet, this, or else I'd have to be feeling bad. So, okay, what else? Staying on the personal thing. So I have just a really perplexing situation, and I saw a cloud formation, and I couldn't ignore it. It was a undeniable capital letter S, and it was just sitting for a few minutes right in front of where I sit and look at the sky. And then next to it, it looked like the front half of a cat, like all curled up and sleeping, just like a cat looks and does that. If you know what cats look like, if not, go on YouTube and search it. And so the cat's rear end was like a total like fish or mermaid tail, and I was like, the reason why the S is significant is because it's my initial. And it was very like bold face, yeah, very bold face type, or font rather, like insistent, like S. Like, okay, are you talking to me? Is totally what I thought when I saw it. And then the other thing, like, first I looked at what was next to it, and it was like, oh, a kitty. And I was like looking further at the kitty, and like, oh, like I could see scales, like it was a cartoon. This is a cloud though. Like, the cloud was so helpfully showing me a catfish. Like, sample my last name. You're being catfished. And that has been my perplexing dilemma for some time. But I feel it coming to a head, and I'm not exactly sure how, but it's just one of those situations where here is why I'm supposed to talk about this. So regarding the catfishing, it is the person that I've referred to from time to time, and I go back and forth with this person because they do a lot of things that I really like, and there's a lot of things about them that I really like, and there's genuinely admirable qualities to this person, but at the same time there's some fishy things that they will not stop doing no matter how many times I confront them, and they won't answer me. And it's perplexing because there's no way it's not actually this person, and I can't figure out why these things are happening, and it's just a dichotomy that is I don't know how to explain how disturbing it is that I cannot answer these questions. But I also am like at the end of my rope with unanswered questions. Like, I hate that. I don't like to use the word hate, so this is a big deal. And I'm also deeply not fond of when people promise stuff, and like, I have not asked you, don't be making promises about stuff, like I don't ask. It's kind of like with money, you know, it's like you get into problems and it's a strings attached thing. So like, if I ask, I really, really need it. It doesn't matter if I really, really want something. That's not a good reason for me. You get it. But if you know, like, make a promise or statement that, you know, unsolicited, and people will insist, because I'll have that attitude where I'll be like, okay, sure, if you want, like, what, like, don't be making promises, because 9 out of 10 times that promise never is referred to again, never thought of again, never heard of again. And so, and it'll be something I want too. Like, it's so manipulative and so, like, effed up. Like, why would you do such an a-hole thing? Like, this is a thing that, you know, I want any, like, why would you be like, da, 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 da? And it's like, so, do you understand why that kind of rubs me the wrong way? And there's other things that I just am not going to talk about that also make it difficult to tell a lot of things. But like I said, I'm getting to the end of my patience or the end of my rope, or I'm just like losing interest in even like the fantasy elements of it, like the, you know, whatever, the dream world part of it is like, okay, enough already. Like, I'm ready to move on from this garbage. I'm sorry, like, that's just how I feel. So, that will pass. I'm sure I'll have nicer things to say. But, there are a lot of people. I mean, I've been seeing things like Dateline or 48 Hours television shows about like various kinds of Casanova scams, and there's like just a plethora. There's like army guys and fake army guys, and I swear I've been contacted by so many people, and it just makes it really hard to know how to trust people. But what it has taught me, painfully, which is just part of the deal, you know, like you really get, there's no pain, no gain is a saying for a reason, I guess. I know a lot of other voices would prefer the phrasing to be otherwise, but it's just the darn truth. And then, no, don't make it more complicated. Okay, so these things are not new to me or a lot of people, so I'm aware of it. I'm aware of the tactics. I'm aware of who's going to do it. I'm aware of who's the target demo. I'm not the only one, and it happens to more of us than I think are willing to admit it. And I don't think it's just women. I think it's men. I think there's a reason why there's a sucker born every day is a saying too, because there's some person on the other end of the sucker stick waiting to stab you like a unsuspecting fish and take what you have. Bitter, bitter, bitter. I don't want to be that way. And so, I mean, like I said, it's part of the deal. So as much as distasteful as it feels and seems, and how many lives it has really screwed up, it's there. These things happen for a reason. Another saying for you. Da-da-da-da. How you like that? But they do. And the reason is because, do I have to say it every time? I think I might have to say it every time, just in case there's like a new viewer. We are here doing these things that we're doing, living our lives, because prior to birth, this is what we arranged to have happen. So, yeah, as distasteful and unfun as it may seem, actually the bonus, the benefit is like the what we go through, you know. And to reverse and refer back to what I started to say and stop myself, was the having like agreed upon to do this first, and finding the fun and the joy in the distastefulness is, you know, it's like the whole Matrix thing. It's not our real lives. You know, it's not all this is not who we really are. So anyway, Okay, now I think I can wrap up. I just been holding on to these cards and not shuffling because if I'm not watching, I'll throw them all over the floor. That's what 1 year's worth of paralysis on your left side will get you. Not a not reliable grip. Maybe I'll pull a couple. We'll see how I feel. But the last thing is that my cat has been bringing me mice. He brought me 5 now in the past 2 weeks. And he almost walked in the house with one, but I was sitting right there and I was like, so funny. He had in his mouth, the little mouse was struggling, and I was like, just immediately he was like, like, I don't know. See, it's not coming out natural, but it's definitely a sound that I grew up hearing, like when I was a kid, like reaching for the candy or reaching for the cookie dough. You know that sound? And it's so funny that I love cats, who, a lot of people also love cats. And, when the kitties are looking at the bird or a fly, they make a sound. It's like, it's like, but faster and more cat-like. But I just thought it was so funny that I made that sound and I realized the similarity because as soon as I started doing it, he froze and started backing up with the mouse. Oh my goodness, it was the funniest thing. I'm sorry about the mouse though. So yeah, he keeps getting them, and for a while over the summer, this is to do with change. For a while over the summer, he was always looking down, like I live at the back end of the property, so there's like a long strip of lawn and a fence outside of my back door. And he would go out the back door and he'll be on the grass and he'd look all the way down at the one end. And at that end, there's a lot of ivy, there's like trees, there's birds that nest there. And he would always see something and he'd definitely be looking at the ground. And I just kind of didn't even want to imagine what he might be looking at. But I know now that it's mice. And so when I had that realization, I was actually sitting out there and he had just run off with the mouse. And I closed my eyes and I saw like hundreds of mice, like vermin running under the vermin. That image that makes us go, vermin, and get all creeped out. And I had also been wondering if feeding animals out there might draw like just that kind of thing. And then a week before, in like north of here, a woman had been doing the same thing outside of her house, and more than 20 raccoons showed up, and they were mad because she got scared and didn't put food out, and they were having a raccoon riot. It wasn't my house, so I could laugh, and then she got charged like over $400 per raccoon to move them, and I don't have that kind of cheddar, so I have stopped feeding them. And I had stopped by this point, which was probably a week ago now, that I had this vision, and I didn't understand. I hope to God it's not that bad. I know I said there's ivy, but it's not on my side of the fence's property, actually, because that's all landscaped and they keep it pretty picked up. At this one corner, the yard that butts up against it, it just grows through, so it's there. It's not like it's this whole cover of ivy, so there's no, if there were that many mice running on top of each other's backs, like it was so many, I would see it. So that's not what's there. But I just have been wondering about that for so long, and it's a disturbing image because, well, a number of things came to mind, but the first thing that came to mind was, what in the world could be coming that would make that many run or move, just bring so many like that close to me? because I've had cats here since 2004, and not only did they not bring anything back, but multiple. Like, then no one brought anything. No cats, no mice, no birds. Sorry, no mice, no birds, anything like that. And so I was like, five mice in 2 weeks, and that just seems excessive. Excuse me. And I just couldn't make sense of it. But so I thought one thing that could make mice, a lot of mice, show up from out of nowhere is if something got built where they were previously living. Like if there was some kind of mouse warren, I don't know what you call it, mouse hole. Wherever the wild and mild mice congregate, wherever they live, wherever they lay down their little mice heads, got raised. Like something came along and tore it up, and they started building a human hive on top of it. So I don't know that for sure, because I've actually been kind of stuck in the house since like August, end of August, because that was when my body gave up. It's like, okay, you did your summer overdo it session. I am so sorry. I had a flour tortilla or something with a flour tortilla, and it's reappearing. I'm so sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, so I've just been in here, but I've been out a couple of times to go shopping. I've been out for like appointments, but I haven't been able to exercise because maybe the thing with my implants, like my knee thing and my shattered legs and hip area thing, like, oh my god, it's a whole thing. And then the summer, and this happens every year, the whole summer I'm like, yay, the weather's good enough to go outside and ride my little bicycle or whatever, and I'm already sore and injured from overuse of the same parts. So after 2-3 months, my body was like, okay, grind to a halt. It's fall, it's winter. And just all these things coincided at once. So what am I leading up to here? Oh, so I haven't been able to see what is new construction around here that might cause a mice overrun. I don't know. I mean, it just seems like that many mice in 2 weeks is more mice than is statistically or like rationally correct. It just seems wrong. And I do know though that they decided to do more with the local city college. I think they upgraded it somewhat. They built at there. I live between two exits off a major freeway, and several years ago they built a hotel, like a pretty nice hotel, at the one north of me, and there's not really much there, and to the best of my knowledge there still isn't that much to support such a place. Like, this place is more expensive. Well, actually they got rid of anything else that would be competing anywhere close. It has no competition except for another really expensive place, but that's a different kind of destination, so they're not really competitors. And then the exit just south of me, or actually where I am, but just south of there, So another exit is another hotel, but this exit is so close that it's like almost, well, there's a body of water is the only reason it's there. Is the only reason there's two there. Anyway, TMI. They built another hotel there, and that's like right by where they're sprucing up this local college. And I was like, well, I mean, that would make sense, except for the fact that they also built, like, they just bought up. There used to be a place where I lived in the area. That whole apartment building is just gone. The apartment building across the street and next, like, they just bought the whole block and built dormitories there now. So, I mean, I've been noticing that and feeling like I don't like the looks of that, because I come from a big city and I don't want to be overrun by big city stuff. That is why I moved away from it. And so when I saw the mice, I was just like, is it an earthquake or a tidal wave? Like, what's coming now? And it's just kind of emblematic of the times that we're in right now. So, ow, 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 ow. Oh my goodness. And I have like just this other non-related thing with my bones, and that's not happy in this current time either, which is a lot of, we're being affected by a lot of things that are invisible to the naked eye. And maybe I'm not going to pull a dang card at all because I'm tired of talking. I can see my shoulder hitching up because it hurts. I am going to, go. Okay. Ooh, ow. Thank you and good night. Oh, I can't do it. I'm not left-handed.